In my experience, there are two challenges that most new realtors face when embarking on their career. Hi, I'm Stuart Neal, real estate team lead, coach, and broker, speaking to you again from my office here in Highlands. So, what are the challenges that most new realtors face? The first one is simply being able to identify enough potential clients. The majority of newer agents go the traditional route rather than the team route, and they are encouraged by their brokerage to find new clients from friends and family. And for some people, that's absolutely fine. Some people have a sphere of influence that is big enough that they can actually build a client base fairly quickly. But think of it this way. What we know here in the Edmonton and area market is that most people move every 10 years. That means if you need to identify one client, you'll need 10 people in your database, just based on the law of probability. Conversely, if you are hoping to serve 10 clients this year, you'll need 100, and so on and so forth. Now, is your sphere of influence big enough? If it's not, then you may need a rethink in terms of how you're going to create a client base. The second challenge is one of credibility and having the ability to convert prospective clients into actual clients. So the first challenge of credibility is simply this: if you're known by your friends and family as a person that does something else rather than real estate, you may or may not have a credibility gap. So for example, if you are a really good school teacher, perhaps you've been an excellent dental hygienist, perhaps you've been an amazing car mechanic for the last decade, that is going to be how people will perceive you, and they might not be willing to trust you with their very emotionally and financially risky real estate transaction until you've got a few years under your belt. Those concerns will start to melt away as you spend more time in the industry, but in the short term, they're not necessarily going to trust you, has been my experience. The second issue is conversion, and how to perhaps steer a conversation about the intention to buy or sell a home into one of action. Now, a good training program will teach you how to consult effectively with a prospective client, so that you're able to steer the discussion and direct them appropriately. But if you don't, or if you haven't developed those counseling skills, which come through perhaps some training and some practice, you always risk the situation where you're considered to be a dreaded salesperson, which nobody wants. If you need more information, if you need some additional help, I will post a link to a detailed blog I wrote about this very subject. And of course, you're always welcome to give me a call at 780-760-2014 extension 3. And don't forget, about once a month I do run a boot camp workshop through Zoom, where we identify some element of the realtor job, if you will, and I'll spend half an hour, 45 minutes giving you some counseling there. So as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. It's always a pleasure to make these. Until next time, enjoy your day. Cheers.